James just beeped at a BMW in a ute.
Bentley or Camry, both get stuck in traffic.
Oh, Bentley or Camry, both get stuck in traffic. You're not allowed to beep cars more expensive than you. No, I'm kidding. Good morning, guys. It's Saturday, the last weekend of March. We've got a very important auction today. It's 5/88 Baker Street in Carlingford. It's been on the market for a few weeks. We've been averaging around 30 to 40 people, or groups, sorry, per week. Yeah, what to say about this property? It really is one of the standout properties in terms of bringing numbers, but in terms of bringing people and getting them interested, it's been a bit of a struggle because there's an easement at the back of the property, which is a power line that goes across the backyard. Hence why the guide has been at 900. I think that if we didn't have the power pole and it was just a 3-bedroom townhouse in Carlingford, probably talk about 1.2, James? Because that's what 14B Charles Street sold for. That was a 3-bedroom townhouse house, freestanding, in a Battle Axe property, and that was sold for 1.21. And this one's guide is 900, so let's see how it goes. Alright, so I'm back again. I was gonna show the next scene as the auction, but James and I have been discussing about how real estate commission works, and I just had a thought about last year, because currently right now we are experiencing very high auction clearance rates of 91%. But you know, this time last year was very, very different. I don't know if many people know, but I was predominantly trained not to do auctions when I started sales, and it's only been quite recent where we've tried to implement and master the auction method, which is driving on the right hand side of the lane if you're driving on the left hand side, vice versa, if you know what I'm trying to say. And you know, last year was really bad because, you know, obviously the coronavirus situation shut down the kind of market a bit, and you know, we had to do virtual auctions, which affected the prices. And you know, even if we had a very nice property, you know, no one really had the confidence to really bid. But if I do have hindsight now, I think that's the best thing that could ever happen to me last year, because it made me a stronger agent. It made me see what happens in a failed market. It makes me think, you know, fast on my feet. And you know, when auctions were passing in, you know, now I'm not scared of anything, because if today doesn't work out, well, you know, it can't be as bad as last year, right? So I'll see you at the auction.
All done, selling, sold.
So where are we going today, Marty?
Marty? Did you just call me Marty?
Nelson.
Hey, is the mic working?
Yeah, it is.
Alright. Well, we just finished dropping magazines and drops, and we're gonna go take a photo for the front cover of the magazine. It's a Neon Nights today, so I'll see it on the front cover.
We need more footage for the vlog now.
Yeah? Or we'll take a photo of Mr. Whippy or whatever. Or the classic ice cream van. I think it never gets old, eh? It's waiting for it to get dark. Waiting for the night time.
Is there any way to relate ice cream to real estate?
Yeah, maybe we should order this for our auctions later. Now we got coffee vans, what about ice cream vans? Mr. Softy. You want ice cream?
No.
Why?
I thought we were on a diet.
Oh yeah, cheat days, Saturday and Sunday.
So we're currently waiting for Neon Nights in West Ryde. And we thought we could just record some content. How was our overall day now?
I feel like the day's been much better. I like the fact that we started doing the uncomfortable things consistently, or starting to do it consistently. So I feel like we're making progress. I feel like if we do this more consistently for the next few weeks, it's going to produce better results. And then if it doesn't produce better results, then I guess I'll have confidence to just stop doing it at all.
I guess one thing that we also talked about today and we agreed upon today was we don't know what we could fix until we started trying, until we started actually doing what it is that we needed to do in the first place.
Well, I agree, James, because at the start, we just thought dropping something was important. And then as we wasted the first few drops because we realized it was ineffective, we made changes. But we made changes because we really started doing something.
Yeah.
So we were putting the first drops in the mailbox, and we could see compared to the other agents, ours wasn't that great enough or visible enough. So we made a change. And then we realized that if we just did one drop, which is a bit more clearer than the competitors, but still doesn't stand out, right? So what do? We found another solution, which was to make a monthly magazine, which is much better. And I feel like we're the only ones doing it, so it's a monopoly at the moment. So I feel like it's going to stand out a bit more. And then we went the extra step because we wanted to connect more with the community. So we've got some local businesses. So for this week, the goal was to connect with 2 businesses we have. The first business is Salvio Care, which is a medical company which is going to help disabled, elderly and pregnant women.
Yep. Shout out to Salvio Care. We'll drop the
opening soon at Top Right Shopping Centre.
We'll drop their Instagram tag or whatever it is.
Yep.
Somewhere here.
And I just met Alice Cafe in Eastwood. That's where we get the coffee, our coffee every day.
Not every day, to be honest, but
No, every day except Sunday.
But they do make the best flat whites in that street.
Coffee is very important for us. Coffee gives us the coffee's a luxury, isn't it? Luxury is coffee.
Luxury is coffee. So today we had an interview with a
17-year-old.
17-year-old.
His name's Josh Fornito.
Mr. Fornito.
Or Fornito. Yeah.
How was the meeting?
Quite impressive, actually. Normally, we are quite selective with the people that we employ and work with, only because culture and environment is very, very important to us. And you know, we learn from our previous mistakes as well, and we take responsibility for also being the leaders of a company that, you know, obviously isn't perfect, but we do strive to make things better. But I feel like the guy we met today, Josh, is naturally gifted as a salesperson. I don't think he really knows. I guess we shouldn't say too much because we get a bit ahead, but I don't see many 17-year-olds dropping resumes and a picture of what they're capable of. I think he's a natural hustler. What do you reckon, James?
I agree. I guess one question that formed in my mind now is what do you, well, as a owner of a company now,
Yep.
what would you like to see in guys his age, in guys like people like Josh?
Well, everything's attitude, James. Skill can be taught, skills can be acquired, but unless you have the long amount of time to invest into someone, training someone to have the right attitude is quite draining. So it is possible, but in a business sense, it's not the most effective. I guess that's why most companies can be quite selective with people who don't have the greatest of attitudes. But I think for someone to have the basic foundation, it all starts with having a proactive, good attitude, because that can't really be easily taught. Whereas speaking to people in the right way, saying the right words, saying the right sentences, scripts and dialogues, also known as, that can be taught, that can be trained.
How do you think we can develop a right attitude?
Well, I think that's something that most people do learn from home, but I guess in the reverse, a culture or a company that has the wrong environment can quickly disintegrate the. Sorry?
You know over ATM?
ATM, they're all inside there. Yeah, can easily. Where was I? Oh yeah, so I feel like if the culture and attitude is good and the foundation is there, I still think a company can ruin that, can demotivate people if there's a toxic or wrong environment. So I don't take for granted that someone with a good foundation comes to the company. I feel like there's more responsibility on myself to make sure that this guy stays motivated and is moving forward. Agreed, James?
Yes, indeed.
Yes, indeed. Would, as someone who's worked with me for 2 months, do you feel like your attitude has been demotivated or motivated, or, it hasn't been always happy times for us in the past 2 months.
Yep.
There's been a lot of distractions and a lot of things that have happened. Do you feel like the environment has demotivated you or motivated you?
Well, of course it has been demotivating. It's both. But overall, I'm trying to stay positive, and I guess that helps my attitude every day, daily as well.
I think one of the reasons why I did like you, James, is because I feel like you're not dependent on the environment around you. You're quite self-motivated, also known as intrinsically motivated. So,
now, do you think for even guys like Josh coming up, or people like guys his age who want to work in the real estate industry, do you think that is a must-have characteristic to be intrinsically motivated?
well, 100%, because I do feel at the end of the day, age is just a number. The skills that Josh has or the skill sets that I have, it's not really something that you can magically earn when you're a certain age. It's when you want to learn it. But being young, there is obviously the temptations to do or get distracted very easily, more than myself, who has the same distractions. But I've got 2 children and a wife who keeps me level, whereas a 17-year-old or a young 21-year-old like yourself, James, doesn't have that natural fence to keep you grounded. You can always get distracted easily, but I guess if you have that strong intrinsic foundation, it does help you to stay on track.
So in conclusion, does that mean I have to get married to stay intrinsically motivated?
Well, it's a good fence to have, but also it could be an anchor, because if you meet the wrong person, it could work the other way around. So culture environment is also important in business, but also in family.
Ladies, did you hear that? He said anchor. ANCHOR.
I said it could.